Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Fulton Street Beats, where we like to take the boring and take the mundane and roll it up into one ugly little shitty ball and make some rock and roll out of it. That's right. Yeah. I am Mr. Mike. If you are new here, I want to thank you for joining us. And if you are one that was here from the beginning, I want to thank you for coming back. It's greatly appreciated. Well, as you know, and as the title states, we're talking about getting your gear for the right price, how to shop for it, how to look for it, look for the deals, how not to get scammed, how not to get ripped off. And I want you to know none of this is ever scripted. I go at this raw with the thought in my mind, and we may miss a few things along the way, but I do my best to bring you some real life experiences and some how-tos on how to not get ripped off, and maybe bring you some stories along the way. So today is an interesting day because I have been shopping. I have been researching, and I research all the time, on what I want to buy. What do I want to purchase? And there's a few things. Now, I love using Reverb. For those of you who have not used Reverb for your gear, try it. Give it a try. I enjoy using Reverb. It seems that people on Reverb are a bit more trustworthy. But not always. Sometimes, we get bad apples no matter what we do. I think some of the worst products come from eBay. eBay's not a real... I don't get a good feeling when I shop on eBay because, man, I don't know where these people are. The details give us nothing. They say that, it's here in the United States, and then you find out it's getting shipped from China or it's coming over on a slow boat. You never know what you're going to get on eBay, and your recourse, even though they have your buyer protection and whatnot, you just don't know. It's iffy. You know what I mean? And then there's a lot of wasted time in between if you get something that you don't like. And that's not to say that it's always like that, but a lot of times it is, especially when we're looking for things that are pricey and are high ticket items or, something that we really, really want. Now, I do buy a lot of stuff on eBay, especially cables and what have you, but I find that Amazon, I get a much better feeling on Amazon, but even Amazon as of late does some really weird shit. For instance, I ordered and I talked about this on my last episode, I ordered a Glen Burton gold top guitar. And it was through Amazon and it said Prime, so I clicked on it. And when it takes me to the thing, the Prime is gone. It's no longer Prime. So Prime to get to it, and then it disappears. And then it says that it'll ship out within, it'll take 2-day shipping. It has 2-day shipping. Well, I click on it, and I purchase this thing. And then I get the whole shipping information changes, and it's 10 days to get. Well, that's a bait and switch. That's a bait and switch. They got you, and you buy it. So what do? You know what? It irritated me, so I went and I canceled my order. It canceled instantly because they never took the money because obviously you don't have the product. Sounds like they're waiting for it to come in, right? Immediately, the guitar goes back on Amazon, and there it is. And now it says if you order within such and such a time, you're guaranteed to have it within 6 days. Well, wait a minute. It was 2, now it's 6, and now there's a guarantee. I don't understand any of it, but I washed my hands of that guitar. I'm not going to do this because my order previous to that, and it was for some parts for the guitar I was building, the Firefly. And what happened was, it said it will ship in a week. The week went up on the day it was supposed to ship. It never shipped. And then later that evening, it said order canceled. They canceled my order because they did not have the stock on the day it was supposed to ship a week later. That's the kind of stuff I try to avoid. If they list something and it doesn't say multiple ones in stock, and it doesn't give a detail of if it's coming from the United States, especially where this shipping bullshit is now with this messed up president holding all of our stuff offshore. Or he's not president. Well, I'm not going to get political. He's a puppet. But anyhow, I'm not going to order it. And now they're putting the scare into everybody, of course, for Christmas time. And I called that one. Now you see everybody's going to rush out like they did with the toilet paper. They're going to rush out and they're going to clear off the shelves, and you're all being played and you're doing it by design. You are your own worst enemies doing this stuff. We collapse things on our own. They plant ideas, and I guess I am getting political. They plant ideas in our heads and we react. We do not think. You don't realize that you're being brainwashed. But I digress. Let's get back into the fun stuff. So anyhow, we shop on Reverb. I do. I love Reverb. I don't normally have issues, but you still have to watch some of the sellers on Reverb. I sell on Reverb also. I am a pretty good seller on Reverb. My ratings are good. I respond quickly, and I'm a preferred seller because I never misrepresent anything, and everything's always tested. I never misrepresent anything, and I like to give people the best deals that I can while still making some money, because that's the thing. I'm not doing it to lose money, obviously, but I don't need to make a fortune. Just enough to maybe purchase some more gear or some more supplies for the channel, if that makes sense to you. So I go on Reverb and I'm shopping for a snare drum because I'm upgrading my E-kit. And when I say upgrading the E-kit, I'm basically getting rid of all the V-drum drums and going to triggers and sticking with the module. Why? Because I quickly learned in the electronic world that the shells are garbage. They suffice in the beginning. The electronics are great, but the shells are garbage, and I want the acoustic feel. That's just my feeling, my preference. So I'm going towards that. So far, we went with a 20-inch Mapex bass drum, and then we did the RT30 kick trigger on that. And I have a total whooping, I think, $230 invested in that. But the best part is I sold my Roland VAD306 kick drum for close to $500. And it didn't cost me a nickel to do this, what I consider a massive upgrade. So that's how I'm doing things. We don't rob from Peter to pay Paul. We just use Peter's money and pay him back later with interest. I don't even know if that made any sense, but in my mind, it just did. So anyhow, I gotta drink my coffee while it's hot. So I go on Reverb this morning, and I wanted to buy a snare drum because I just sold a bunch of the V drums off, and I just bought a floor tom. I got that off of Reverb also. I think I got that from, let me tell you, because there's reputable sellers too, and I try to stick with the sellers that I think it's Drum Center of Portsmouth. Yes. And I stick with these certain sellers because I always have good luck with them. They're always fast shippers. They're pretty big, and they care about their customers. So that's a good thing. So anyhow, I went to this other, and I don't know if I should say the name of them or not, but why not? It's real. It's real life, right? But I want to give you, for instance, of things to look out for, because sometimes things are an illusion in life. So I looked at this Dixon Classic 6.5 by 14. It's called a Sub-Zero snare drum. Okay. It's got wood hoops, and I wanted to do this for the channel because I wanted to show you guys how you can run a trigger externally on a wood hoop, because everybody says, oh, you got to run it internally. You don't have to. I was going to show you guys how to do that. We're going to have to do that at a different time because I didn't end up ordering this snare, and this is why. Principle. So they didn't. The snare's $199.99, and it's a beautiful looking snare, and Dixon makes some good snares. I will say that for the price, and not even for the price. They're great. They're great snares. I can't build one. I don't have access to the materials to build one that is compared to theirs without charging you double of what they're charging. And I know that's not the kind of thing that somebody who's in business and building drums wants everybody to know, but I'm going to tell you the truth. I can't do it. I can't do it. To give you that quality, I'm going to have to charge you double. Mine are just more rare. Now, get that out of the way. So they want $199 for this drum. And I'll give you the seller later but I kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I'll never buy nothing from them. And this is why. Okay. Because when you go on Reverb, some of these sellers have a button underneath where it says you can make an offer, which means they accept, or supposed to accept, offers that aren't ridiculous. Makes sense. If you get a ridiculous offer, you can decline it, whatever. Okay. So they got it up for sale right now for $199.99. And they put it for free shipping. Okay. All right. But it says make an offer. All right. So I was going to offer them $10 less. That's usually what I do for things, $10 less, which is, when I do the make offers on my stuff, when people buy them from me, somebody always, I take it. It's $10. It's kind of like the norm. So I put it in, I was going to do the offer, and that gives you a pop-up before you make the offer of what the price will be. Well, when you offer them on here, so I offered them $190. And it says $190 plus $10 shipping. So the free shipping goes away. So you're actually not making, there's no difference. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. It's both the same price, both ways. So that offer doesn't do nothing. So I said, okay, well, I want to save $10. I'll offer them. Makes sense. Bear with me. $180. And then the shipping's $10. Okay. So that's $190. So I'm saving $9.99, less than $10. Makes sense. That's a legitimate offer. I offered them $10 less than what they're asking. Offer declined. What do you want? I don't understand. Not even a counter offer, because you can counter offer. And I probably would have took it if they would have countered back with $5 off. They didn't. Just a decline. Nope. Well, why the F do you have a make offer button then? And what's the deal with the scam of the same price? So you already figured in somebody's going to offer you $10 less, and then you add the shipping back on again. You didn't give them any deal. There's no deal going on here. It's an illusion. So basically, you want $200 for the drum, period. Okay, so take your make an offer sign off there. $199.99 for the drum, free shipping. Just leave it like that. Makes sense. Not, if you offer me $10 less, we're just going to, throw it back in and make the money back anyhow. It's the same price. Apples and oranges. Apples to apples. It's the same thing. So you got to watch that scam out. Watch what they do with their shipping. Okay, because most of these places like this, like the F you on the shipping. And that's just not cool. So anyhow, it just left a bad taste in my mouth because it's bad practice. Just take the thing down. What the thing is too? This is the messed up principle about it. If they wouldn't have had the make offer button, if they didn't have that make an offer button, I would have bought the drum at $199.99 with the free shipping. I would have bought it. But they have the make offer button, so I would be an idiot to pay what they're asking if I can make them a legitimate offer, right? But now they lost the sale totally because of that make offer button, because they would just decline my offer, not even a counter offer. They didn't counter offer with $2 off. Nope, nothing. Amazes me. So the name of this place, well, screw it, I'll tell them, because it's the truth, and that was just this morning, is dun, 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 Wire Meets Wood in Flat Rock, Virginia. Well, Wire Meets Wood, if you're watching, maybe you need to take that make an offer button down, and just stick to what the price is, since there's really nothing coming off anyhow. You just move some stuff around. It's like a car dealer. That makes any sense. Anyhow, so I didn't order that drum, but what I did do is I went back into Reverb and I ordered instead my floor tom to go with my kit. And I got that, and I just told you that a few minutes ago instead. And it was a little bit cheaper than this, and now we have that. But there's more. Guys, I went on Amazon, and I ordered a bass guitar because you got to have everything in the studio. We want to review it. And I'm always looking for products that are new, that no one has yet, or very few people have. I come across this full-scale bass guitar that looks so high-end. And it's probably not going to be, but it looks it. So we'll have to see when it comes if it's like the pictures. It is by a brand called Bullfighter. Got it on Amazon. I will show a picture of that here. So I get this, order this guitar, and this bass guitar, and it looks beautiful, right? It's got active pickups, looks to be first rate, and the thing was like $190 with a gig bag. It looks good. I had to take a chance on it. I went on YouTube and I looked, and I found one guy, I think he was in Russia, playing one. He wasn't very good, but the guitar looked good in this video too. So I will tell you guys if this bass guitar is worth the money, or if it's just a fluke. Or, I mean, it's kind of weird. How do you sell for $190 a guitar that appears to be built in this quality, and it has mother of pearl inlays in the fretboard, mother of pearl inlays in the fretboard, active pickups, and lots of build quality as far as wood and workmanship goes, as far as I can tell, that I don't know how they can do it that cheap. So I ended up looking on AliExpress to see if I could find one of these things in China. Yeah, and the price was double, and they wanted $100 and some to ship it. So I got this through Amazon. So either it's a super deal or it's a fluke. And I don't know. There's no reviews on this, so I don't know. I might be the first. So stay tuned for that one, because I think that's pretty cool. And so we got that out of the way. And now I promised you guys we would be building a guitar. What kind of guitar? Well, originally we were going to build a Flying V, but then I ended up buying the Epiphone Flying V, which was a bit of a disappointment. If you haven't seen the videos on that, it just disappoints me. So I ended up buying the Epiphone, which was expensive, in the case. And we'll just leave that laying right there. And if you want to check out the videos on that, go back and check those out. But I ended up buying, and I did go to eBay for this, because this whole purpose was to do this the cheapest way possible, to see if one of the cheapest guitar builds can compete with this Epiphone. Because I think it will. I may be wrong, but I think it will. So for around $100, $109, I bought a Les Paul build kit with a flame top. I got to finish it. Got to do everything. The holes aren't even drilled for the bridge and saddle. I have to do all this. Got to set the neck. The whole works. We're going to finish it. We're going to do everything. Bring you guys through the process. We'll set it up and see if it's better when we're done than what Epiphone can set up. And I'm not a guitar builder. I'm a drum builder. But let's see if Fulton Street Beats, Baker Percussion, Wicked Nation Custom Drums can build a guitar better than Epiphone. I'm curious. Maybe I'll suck at it, but I don't know. But we'll see. And then I purchased from Amazon also some more drum triggers. I purchased 2 more drum triggers, RT30 dual triggers. Okay, so you got your rim shots and your rim sounds and your regular sounds. So you can use it on a snare, toms, whatever you want. I bought 2 of them. And the reason I bought those off Amazon, because they're cheaper than on Reverb. Reverb's average price right now is around $108, $109, and some of those people are charging shipping on top of that for the exact same trigger, and I got these through Amazon for $79 a piece. So I shop around, I do a lot of research. I bought 2 of them. So we'll have one that's going on this Yamaha stage. This is my new Yamaha stage custom, by the way. Let's segue into this. This is my Yamaha 10-inch stage custom. And you can't tell, I don't think, in the video, but it's got like a wood grain hue in the back of this beautiful burgundy wrap that's on it. It's a stunning drum. It really is. Externally, no, it's not the greatest built drum in the world. But they cut the bearing edges right, and it does sound decent. In an acoustic form, it sounds decent. And if you knew before, I ran a Roland VAD306 head on it from the PDA 100L 10-inch, and I dropped the whole floor, the whole trigger plate into this, and put the mesh head on it, and it triggered better than the Roland shells. I mean, and I used this metal hoop too. Better triggering, better response, better all-around sound. But the reason that that's off and everything's put back on the VAD, because we're getting rid of the VAD, the PDA 100L tom, the 10-inch tom, which is right here. And I full disclosure everything. This is all boxed up. This is getting ready to be sold and out the door. It's a beautiful tom. It's less than 2 months old, and you guys know that it had that aqua sparkle wrap that I put over and it was a protection wrap to protect the finish. The drum's basically still like brand spanking new, little if anywhere on the mesh head, and so this is going going on Reverb in around $200. And that will fund my snare that I will be purchasing. So pretty cool. Now, as you can see, I put the Mylar head back on, the Remo head back on this. And that's just temporary. I am going to be doing some testing with the Mylar head and the triggers. And these triggers work fine with the Mylars. They work fine. Yes, they're loud because they're acoustic, but everything will be getting switched to mesh heads. But they do trigger fine. So when the triggers come, I got a trigger coming tomorrow. We'll throw it on this tom. I'll tune up the tom too. And using a drum dial. And anyhow, but for the triggering aspect, for the electronic kit, we're going to throw on the new trigger that's coming on here with a Mylar head. I'm sure it's going to work beautifully, but we will end up going to, for sound purposes and neighbors, we will end up going to, in the studio, I'm right next to where my studio is, neighbors right next door outside my wall. So I will end up going to mesh heads on this. But every single thing that I've got has been funded by selling off the VAD306 Roland components. I mean, I'm getting much better results. Keeping what I need, getting rid of what I don't need. And yes, the Roland VAD V-Snare is the next to go. That's sitting over here on the kit. I got a video I might put out, and it's showing the response of the snare, and it's, it's got the three zone pads in it, so triggers in it. So it's very sensitive, and it works really, really well. And sometimes I'm forgetting I'm playing on a electric snare because it's really super sensitive. It really is. Once you put the headphones on and you start tapping, you're like, wow, it's good. But I'm going to a traditional snare, and I'm going to put a mesh head on it. I already got the trigger coming for it. And I was kind of wishing I could get this snare. It's beautiful. You guys haven't seen it. Dixon Classic in Sub-Zero white, 6.5 by 14. Beautiful snare, but I can't buy it from these people. Maybe I can find another seller. I'll pay more for it through another seller, but out of principle, I just won't shop with these guys. I don't like tricks. So that's coming. So we got guitars that we're building. We have bass guitars that are coming. We have more drums that are coming, more builds that we're doing, all kinds of stuff. And the whole point of all this is simple. What's my advice for getting the right gear at the right price? Well, you know how you study for an exam for school so you don't fail? It's the same thing in life. You research the shit out of what you want. And then you research the shit out of who's selling it. And you make sure that it's the best scenario you can come up with to get your gear on time and at the best price available. Now that may change. You may be impatient because sometimes I pay more to get it quicker. In the case of the drum triggers, I did that. So what I saved through Amazon with those $79 triggers versus the $109 ones, the price jumped back up to $109 a piece by the time I was done because I got the super fast shipping. They'll be here tomorrow. I just ordered them this morning. They'll be here tomorrow. To me, it was worth it. I got my triggers. I don't have a down kit. I'm ready to rock and roll. You know, I'm down through tonight and into tomorrow, but I'm ready to rock and roll. The only reason I'm down is because I got toms boxed up that are getting ready to ship out. I've literally sold almost every drum. Well, I say almost every drum. I got 2 left. I got the snare drum. If you're interested, check it out on Reverb. I got the snare drum that's going to be going. It's beautiful. Works great. It's like new. It does have the most play on the head because it's the most played part of the kit, that and the hi-hat. You think about it. So we have that going on, and then we have the PDA 100L 10-inch tom that is pristine. That's also going on. Those are the only 2 things that are left that's going to be going because everything's getting converted. And then as we go, I do the same thing, so always stay tuned because we're always experimenting, upgrading, doing. I almost bought a Ludwig Breakbeats kit in the Sierra Swirl. Man, I was on the fence. This close from pulling the trigger on that entire kit because it's a cool little Breakbeats kit. And I think it would have really did well on camera. But I didn't. Simply because I wanted the bigger size bass drum that we're working with here, and piecing it together, I think, is more viable for you, the viewer, to see options. But we still may. I mean, we might switch this. I guarantee you within a month, nothing in the studio will be the same as usual. But we do have a lot of projects that we're going to be starting. So I hope you'll stick around for that. Now, if you're doing any eBay stuff, my thing is this: shop around. Don't buy from another country right now. Don't do it. Do not do it. If you could take any advice out of this, do not buy. If it says China and you guys are, oh, wait, man, I got a good deal. I'll wait. You don't. It's not the time to do it. Listen, shit's not coming into this country. Do you think they care about your eBay stuff? Don't do it. You're going to be sitting there with your hand on your ass waiting forever. Don't do it. I don't care. It's only a good deal if you get your stuff, right? Don't do it. If it isn't and same thing, guys. If you look at something right now, the way things are right now, you look at something that says pre-order. Don't pre-order anything. You wait till it's in stock. If you want it that bad, wait for it, because it isn't going to. When it comes in stock, then buy it. If it's not in stock, don't buy it. That's my big advice for you right now for 2021. Do not buy it. And I don't care what it is, what you're buying across the board, not even just musically for all you air gunners. Don't buy it if it's not in stock, in hand. Because one of these days, you're going to be left holding the bag. And that's coming soon. Don't do it. Be patient. Because you can wait. It's better to have something that you can actually have than pay for something that you're never going to get. That's the biggest piece of advice. As far as Amazon goes, same thing. If it says temporarily out of stock, place order now. We'll ship it when it comes in. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I apologize for the beeping. I got phones over here in the background. Just don't do it. Because it's just not worth the aggravation. You know, we want our stuff. And other things pop up. Sometimes, my dad taught me a long time ago, sometimes things are meant to be. If something falls through, it's probably because something better is coming along shortly. And that's kind of what happened with this Glenn Burton guitar, the gold top that I wanted so badly. And then I saw this bass and I go, wow, that looks really nice. But we'll have to see, right? We'll have to see. We'll have to see from there how that goes. And for those of you, if you're interested on selling on Reverb, well, let me tell you, it's a breeze. It's kind of fun. No fuss, no muss. You enter your information in. You list your listing. Number one thing I can tell you is take good pictures. Make sure you're taking good pictures because that's what sells everything. So many times I've skipped over what might have been the right gear, product, because I had shitty pictures. Because I'm squinting going, does that have corrosion on that? What is that? Good pictures are the number one thing that sells. And number two, accept offers. People want to know that you'll take $5-10 less. Accept offers. Price accordingly. And don't overprice. If you want to do well, beat everybody else's by a few bucks. Beat them because they have this state. You'll go in and they'll have standard pricing and they're all in this certain range. And you look at it as a consumer, I go, well, they're all the same. I guess I'm just going to have to purchase from X, Y, or Z because they're all the same. Right? And then here comes me. Oh, I'm letter O. I come in and go, I'm going to price it $5 lower than everybody else and accept offers. And it sells almost instantly. Usually, if I list something in the morning, it's sold by night or overnight, and it's gone. When I wake up in the next morning, I have it all boxed up already. When I post a listing, I box it and get it all ready. It's weighed. I know what my shipping is going to be, and I ship it out. And don't overcharge on shipping. People hate that. If anything, underprice your shipping or offer free shipping. Underprice it and just have it reflect in the price. You don't want to lose money, but you don't want to commit highway robbery either. So that's my advice to you. As far as selling on eBay goes, it's a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot. You can sell, you can do well. eBay seller fees are crazy. Everybody's got their fees. Let's put it this way. Reverb takes their cut, and then there's more of cut. I bump things, and they say 4% standard. They love that. I don't do it. 1. I bump it at 1, everything sells 1. And because you want them to bump it. And bump it means putting it at the top. Putting it at the top. If you're priced right, and somebody's looking for something, because that's how it works. Nobody scrolls and goes, oh, I need that. They're looking for something. They're looking for what you have. And if you have the only one, which was the case with my kick drum, I had the only VAD306 kick drum that was out there. The thing literally sold as soon as I posted it. And I got top dollar for it because you can always drop your price later on too. But I set the bar because I was the only one. So just some advices if you're doing this and stay in people's good graces, maintain that, 5-star rating, ship quickly. That's number 3. Ship quickly. Have it ready to go. At least have that tracking number as soon as they purchase it. Print the shipping label. Print your shipping label through Reverb because there's discounts. And I always do the signature when I ship stuff. If it's offered, you're going to sign for it because I want to make sure you got it. There's no variables. It's worth the extra $2. That's my advices. Stay in good graces. Just be honest. Describe your stuff accurately. If you have a blemish that you're aware of, just describe, say, hey, there's a try to get a picture of it. Consumers appreciate honesty. And it's a headache when you misrepresent something. Like I always put like things like the snare when I advertise this. It's 2 months old. It's been played on. It is still in excellent condition. Some people would even consider it mint condition. Most would. Most would advertise it as mint. I'll advertise it as excellent. A step down because I don't want any surprises. Maybe there's something on it I don't see. You know what I mean? So that's just my advice for you guys. Anyhow, thanks once again for watching Fulton Street Beats. I hope you will join me again. Maybe even tomorrow when we set up the trigger and do some trigger testing. I think we'll do the trigger testing. Get you a video up of how these triggers actually respond on this kick drum and on this tom. Why not, right? And once again, guys, don't forget to hit that like button, share, subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithms, especially with the big channel change of formats. And remember, I appreciate every single one of you because without you, there is no me. Remember to love one another. Thanks, guys, for watching.